All across Skyrim, brave individuals search for their fortunes within dark and often dangerous spaces. Ruins, caves, and abandoned settlements are all fair game. Whether a spell-slinging mage or a farmhand-turned-adventurer swinging his father's old blade, there is one universal element to any adventurer's pack. This is, of course, the Potion of Restore Health, something that has saved the lives of many an adventurer during a dangerous delve into a monster-infested ruin. What better way to come back from the brink of death than an alchemical miracle in a bottle? Hello, and welcome to my first ever video on my new channel, Games and Grub, YouTube. As you may have figured out by that little segment right before this, this is a channel on which I'll be making cocktails and food inspired by my favorite video games and playing those games alongside them. This shirt may give you a little hint as to the first game and series overall that I'll be pulling inspiration from and playing. That's going to be the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, my favorite other game. And the first cocktail which we're featuring in this video is part of a trio of cocktails collectively known as the Adventurer's Kit, inspired by some of the staple potions you may see inside the game Skyrim. So we're starting out with the Potion of Restore Health, a beautiful, red, delicious cocktail, and we'll be following up shortly with the Potion of Restore Magicka and Potion of Restore Stamina for that beautiful trio of cocktails, the Adventurer's Kit. So let's get started with some details about the cocktail. There are a couple main ingredients and then a couple extra additions, which I will break down for you guys now. The first ingredient is going to be this beautiful blueberry-infused gin. This gin is actually a bottle of aviation gin, which I infused with blueberries by gently heating them and then letting the juices kind of infuse into the gin over the course of 5 days. After I strained it all out, I tried to eat the blueberries, so nothing went to waste. Fair warning though, the gin absorbs the flavor of the blueberries as well as the blueberries absorb the flavor of the gin. So be really careful because they don't taste too good. Maybe just scrap those. The second ingredient is going to be this delicious syrup. This is a concentrated simple syrup featuring lavender and thyme, both from my garden. I used a mix of English thyme and lemon thyme to give it like a bright citrus note, and I combined that with 2 cups of sugar and 1 cup of water. Basically boiled them all up and let them steep for 20 minutes. It is fantastic in this cocktail, but also does really well in just some club soda or even your coffee in the morning if you make iced coffee. Delicious. Third main ingredient is going to be super simple. It's just a little bit of lemon juice. I used half an ounce, but you're welcome to tweak this depending on your tastes. Anywhere from half an ounce to 1 ounce works. Ideally, when I make cocktails, I try to go for 5 ounces of ingredients. And if you do a little bit of math here, I did 2 ounces of that gin, 1 ounce of that syrup, and then 1 ounce of lemon juice. So that's only 4 ounces. We do add some stuff later on to kind of make up for that though. What we add to make up for that is a little bit of club soda. I basically wanted this to add a bubbly effect to the potion or cocktail and just make it feel a little bit more magical. It does make it super refreshing as well. I used Canada Dry, honestly just because that's what's available at the liquor store near my house. But you're free to use whatever brand you like, Schweppes or whatever is convenient. If you have a soda stream, you can make your own at home as well, which is super handy. It's not quite there yet. Finally, I did cheat a little bit on the color. I'll be totally honest with you guys. The blueberry gin is a good color, but I wanted this to be very bright red, kind of like the potion in-game. So what I did was I added a little bit of edible glitter. That's going to be by a brand called Glittery Drinks, but honestly, you can use whatever you like. Let's see if I can kind of show you guys this real quick. It is very red, and fair warning, it stains everything, as my shirt and my counter found out the hard way. So if you use any edible glitter, just be super careful, don't spill on anything, because it's going to be a pain to get out. That kind of wraps up the details on ingredients. Essentially, I just combined all those with the exception of the club and the glitter into a cocktail shaker with some ice and shook that up. And then I strained it into the potion bottle, which you guys saw in that little clip I did before this. I did have to use a funnel because the opening of that's super tiny. If you guys are not using a potion bottle and just a standard cocktail glass, this looks really good in a Collins glass with a spear of ice. I will put a picture of that up on the screen so you guys can see an example of what I'm talking about. But either way, delicious, very thematic, and hopefully the first of many good cocktails to come. Finally, I want to kind of break down how the channel is going to work. Like I mentioned, I'll be playing games and creating recipes inspired by those games. So right now the plan is to do a month-long kind of let's play for each game, and every week or 2 weeks release a dish or cocktail of some kind alongside it. I might spend a little bit longer on that since this is my first one, and I really want to spend some time digging my claws into Skyrim, again my favorite game of all time, and I'm playing a super heavily modded version of that called Elysium, so hopefully you guys will tune in when I finally post that first video. It should be pretty fun. Otherwise, I just really appreciate you guys tuning in as a new YouTube channel. This is kind of, scary and exciting, and any feedback or responses you guys can offer would be super helpful. Ideally, this is something I would love to do full time, so any support you guys can offer is deeply, deeply appreciated. Thank you again, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Ah, hello, my friend. I did not see you there. I was busy pondering as I cooked. If an alchemist makes a potion using a bushel of wheat, a chicken's egg, and some moon sugar, have they technically created themselves a cake? It is something to consider. Well, I hope to see you again soon, my friend. Until then, may your roads lead you to warm sands.